right, what's going on, people? This is End Time. Welcome back to Drama Free Gaming. It is what it says, and it says what it is. Tonight, we have the full cast. We got Heno with us. We got Dark Dad with us. It's going to be a good show tonight. If you're joining us for the first time, appreciate you hitting that subscribe button, that like button, leave some comments. We love the feedback. We're a couple of great heads just checking out some games, some topics. Who knows what we're going to talk about tonight? Well, I know what we're going to talk about tonight, but before we go jump into it, let me introduce the one and only Dark Dad. Talk to these people, Jay. What's going on?
Life sucks. That's
No,
all you
man,
can get
come
from me
on,
right
man.
here.
You start every episode with life sucks. When is life not gonna suck, okay?
Uh, when I don't have to work anymore, that's when life don't
Dang,
suck.
man.
Hey,
Anyway,
hey,
we
hey.
gonna bypass you. If you don't bring the energy tonight, man, I'm gonna come after
I,
you. You better bring the
I
energy.
always, I always bring the energy. I just got to bring,
Okay.
I got to bring the realism.
Okay, well, balance it off, man, and bring some energy, cause
I got you. I got you.
all right, all right. Make me happy and I'll keep you on, all right?
Oh
So,
wow, this brother
anyways.
threatened to cut me off. Look at this dude. Okay.
If you guys are watching us right now on youtube.com/drama free gaming, the B-roll tonight is going to be interesting because it's actually some capture that I was doing with Jay on another podcast that we're working on. We'll be announcing it here once we kind of get it together. And it's going to be a shorter format, but it's going to be focusing on retro gaming. So hopefully you enjoy. It's part of a bigger video. I didn't have any new B-roll. I haven't had an opportunity to actually record. Just finished setting up the whole setup that I got going on right now. So we'll be getting back to RE2 and some other gaming and some other capture. But let's move on to our next brother from another mother who joins us tonight. It's Heno. What's going on, Heno?
What's up? Glad to be back, man.
All
Talk some
right, all right, all
gaming, talk some
right.
life events.
Yeah.
While I'm playing Earthworm Jim here.
Earthworm Jim. Now, where are you playing Earthworm Jim on right now?
On my trusty pal Steam Deck.
Ah, nice. So the Steam Deck has not gone the way of the Forgotten Realm systems where you just kind of set it aside and it's collecting dust because you're like pretty much over it.
It has not gone the way of the Nintendo Switch.
Oh no, don't say it like that.
Yo, I have to admit, I haven't touched my Nintendo Switch. No, I turned it on the other day just to make
Updated.
sure that it still worked. So,
Yeah, I knew that was gonna
dang.
happen, man.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah, yeah.
is it
I,
is it bad that we sit here talking about Switch and I look over and I see all these unopened Switch games that I have?
yeah.
Yeah, you got a problem, bro. Why do you have games that you haven't opened? Like, what's the deal with that?
Same thing. I have the same reason I have games I haven't played yet. I'll get to it when I get to
Yep, ditto.
Damn, okay. Okay,
There's a
so
lot.
it.
the
When I
backlog is real.
Yeah,
when,
no doubt,
when you open up Steam and you look at the library, you go, okay.
Yeah, man. Yep.
No,
Yep,
no
yep, yep,
sale this week, please.
dude. You
No
said no
sales.
sell.
now, now, Henyo, you're more familiar with Steam. Let me ask, just off the top of the dome, before we get into anything hot and heavy tonight. But doesn't Steam have at least 4 major sales during the year?
Yes, guaranteed four sales throughout the year. At least a minimum of four. Um,
Right.
Now,
oh, we
is
just
that a
came out of one. I think there was just one.
Okay.
They celebrate anything, man. They'll
Right.
now?
celebrate the sale. They're not shy about it. But they do have a rule of thumb. I think they have a rule of thumb that if a game goes on sale, like let's say in January, it can't be relisted as a sale for like the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Is that a
So
specific reason why?
I don't know. It's just something that they kind of. I was reading something to that degree in which they don't. As soon as the sale comes out, it doesn't go out again for a certain amount of time. No, I don't
Hmm.
recall the reason, but I do remember reading that little tidbit in which they just don't. they don't put a sale, every week. They kind of let it sit in the shelf for a little bit and make people want that game on sale.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Probably
I'll look it up. But
probably cycling through the inventory, right, to give exposure maybe to some games and whatnot.
exactly that. Yeah, to
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes me think about, and that's a good segue into one of the things I want to chat with you guys. And I'm glad that both of you are on here to give me some sort of banter, some sort of conversation as to having a platform like Steam, right, where Steam has its own store and there's too many games, right? I mean, I say too many games as a gamer, but too many games to get to. I mean, there's just stuff in there that you can just keep cycling through and cycling through and cycling through. You'll probably never hit the bottom of that list, right? And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about Game Pass, and we have had a couple of releases. The most recent has been their first AAA from a AAA studio, right? Arcane Studios. Are you guys familiar with Arcane, by the way? Let me just throw that out there.
No.
You
Not a clue.
probably are. Maybe you need to look it up as we're even speaking right here. But Arcane Studios, under the Bethesda Studios acquisition,
Oh.
Arcane, is that ringing a bell now?
What
Dishonored.
the? Oh,
Remember
okay, okay,
Dishonored?
okay.
Okay,
I got you.
okay.
I'm
That's
with you. I'm
that's
with you.
just to name one of the more familiar games, right? One of the more known games. But Dishonored, a studio that has had a phenomenal output of games. Let's just say that. Now, full disclosure, I've played a little bit of Dishonored 1 and 2. I could never get into the series itself. So I kind of played it, checked it out, put it on the side, kept it moving. But from what I hear, I understand Arcane has never really put out a game that has been a total disaster until now, from what I'm understanding, right? Because, again, full disclosure, I have not played this game that I'm going to mention right now, and it's called Redfall. Now, are you guys familiar with this game that just dropped on Game Pass today?
I've heard
Red.
of the game, but I have not like look into the game.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Jay? We talked a little
Being
bit about Redfall and it coming out and stuff. Does it ring a bell?
okay. In the straight honesty here, no,
Please. Okay.
no.
So,
Like I'm just honestly with you, just being honest here. It's not even a blip on my radar, so I don't care.
well, good. So you see, I appreciate the response because I think we touched upon this a little whiles ago, and we might have said this in another podcast, but I didn't think that the advertisement, the propaganda, the announcement, the showcasing of this game, again, a triple A studio game, the first one coming out of Microsoft, since the acquisition and all this other stuff, you guys don't know. We're the average gamer, right?
Mhm.
So for us who are average gamers, right, unless we have our ears to the ground, and mind you, even as average gamers, we have social media, YouTube, we are going to come across some sort of commercial or advertisement. I didn't see any unless I was purposefully looking for it.
Nope.
So
No,
that
I
speaks
ain't even bothered
volumes.
looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
That
I,
speaks
honestly,
volumes.
I haven't even been looking for a game, so like to come. Yeah, you're right. Like as far as social media or any kind of advertisement, no, there hasn't nothing that's caught
Right.
my eye.
I
Right.
would I w- I would I would say on my end, I was more worried about Resident Evil remake, Dead Space remake, and all the other games coming out. And Redfall just didn't blip because it's going against too many better games. I hate to say it.
Well, you probably didn't hear of Redfall not only because you were looking at games like RE2 and what's the other one you just mentioned?
Dead
Dead
Space
Space,
remake.
right? You mentioned two games that did get that marketing, that did get that exposure, right? That were put out there front and center. But Redfall, in my opinion, didn't. Okay? But here's the thing. I just want to lead to the next thing, which is what I want to talk about tonight. And this is kind of multi-layered. So I want you guys to follow me on this. So we got this game that came out, and the reviews have come through, and it's not just about a game that has come out on the current gen consoles. I'm not going to call them next gen consoles no more because we're here. But it came out, the game is a disaster. Not only are we talking about 30 frames per second, there is a quality mode only, no performance mode, so you can't, toggle and choose, let me do performance over quality over 4K 30, maybe I want to play at 1440 60. None of that on current game consoles, PS5, Xbox Series X. None of that. That's coming later in a patch, as so we've been told. But the problems go deeper. This game came out in such a state where the gameplay, well, I'm going to say it from what I've heard, sucks. The AI sucks. The story does not grip you. I mean, there's so many things that this game has come out with that has caused it to flop right out of the gate. And my first question to you guys is, why do you think this is still happening when we're 3 years into these current gen consoles and we're getting these substandard games? Go ahead, Jay. I want you to talk to this first. What's your take on this?
Because our marketing overlords don't care about the actual consumer itself. They'd rather care about dividends and pushing out a good game, which is why companies are failing now. Period.
Point taken. What do you have to say to that, Heno?
Well, number one, the fact that, I mean, I haven't been deaf to the whole Redfall game. It's just it never piqued my interest. What was the last game that we played that was like that type of gameplay co-op? That I always wanted to play it with you guys. We never Blood something.
Yeah, it was the what's it called?
It was like Left 4 Dead. It was
Left 4 Dead, yeah,
version.
but it was
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood. There you go.
Back 4
Yeah,
Blood,
Back 4
right?
Blood.
It's supposed to be a similar gameplay type, isn't it?
Right. Well, this game did get, there was speculations when they first revealed, quote unquote, and people were trying to figure it out, and they were like, okay, it got these vampires, it got these cultic groups. Is this more like a Back 4 Blood, Left 4 Dead, or is it more like Far Cry? And so people were still trying to pin it down and trying to figure out what the game was. So yeah, so you're accurate on that. That was one of the comparisons. But no, it's not like a Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood. It's more like an open world exploration, and even that is kind of insincere, because even in that area it is plagued. But my thing is with you guys, I'm asking, we have games that are coming out from AAA studios, and this is not just rearing its ugly head on consoles. It is also affecting PC gamers as well. This game on PC is probably running faster from what I understand, right? Frame rate wise, but the game still sucks. And another game that just dropped recently, Star Wars, the second game to Fallen Order.
Jedi.
Yeah.
Jedi.
Any good? Have you any good things heard about it?
Well, I heard the game is good. I heard that the game, it's beautiful, this and that and the other, but it is plagued by frame rate issues and other things that I just shake my head and go, what's going on? I thought that we had better tech. I thought that we had more advanced, tools in our hands, games are definitely getting bigger and longer to make, bigger budgets, and they're still coming out incomplete, broken. Um, what's going on? What's the deal?
Probably no real oversight as to the quality of the game. Um, Let me see. You got commitment from the studio that you know. So you were asking me, what would make them to come out with a game like that? Number one is the vision and the studio's ability to come through with the promise, right? Um, and they still pushed it out. Now, unlike Cyberpunk, they didn't hype it up as much because I think they kind of started seeing the writing on the wall. They were
Mm-hmm.
like, let's not go all out Cyberpunk on this. Let's not hang banners across the George Washington Bridge, about this game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why it's such a low key, release.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think internally they were seeing things were gonna be great coming out of the gate.
So do
Again,
you
I've
think?
I've rarely heard of this game or its gameplay type,
Yeah.
so
So
I'm just
that's a good
speculating.
point. That's a good point, Henyo. Do you think any of you guys? Do you think that Cyberpunk like served the industry as like an example and a lesson as to, hey, if you put your game out there and people get hype, people get excited, expectations are set, and you release a game and it's just atrocious, that's what's gonna happen. So let us kind of play our cards close to our hands. Do you think that that's part of the reason? Because it's still not stopping them from releasing games. And day one, we're getting patches on
Yeah.
games and we're talking about major patches. We're not talking about like, let's add, maybe a little bit of shading here and maybe correct this pop-in issue or whatever. It's like we're getting major patches for these games, like right up front. What's the deal?
Well, I'm gonna
I
be
wish I
honest.
had an inside track to this thing, man. Who knows what
I mean,
goes
we're all
inside?
speculating. This is,
Yeah.
I'm trying to like have a conversation as to we're the average gamers, right? And I thought to myself, and I'm gonna give it to you, Jay, in a moment. But I was saying to myself, okay, before this game, Redfall, dropped, I came on and said, you know what, 30 frames. I shouldn't be happy with that. I should expect more. I've been exposed to PC gaming. I know what a game looks like at 120 frames, 144 frames. Um, it's buttery smooth. But I'm okay if it's a console, 30 frames, as long as the game is fun, as long as the game engages me, as long as I'm having a good time with this game with my friends, or if I play solo, I'm good. I can bypass graphics and frames per second, and I can wait till they patch it. Okay, I'm having fun because at the end of the day, I think it's the fun factor, right? But we're not even getting that. It's like one game after the other, and we're not talking about like little title indie games. Redfall, Star Wars. What was the one that just released not too long ago on PlayStation 5? Forspoken. That was hot trash.
Oh God, especially on PC.
I think you guys
It
touched
was,
up on that game last week
dude, it
for
was it
Smoke.
was like, what?
Dude, none of
Like,
these games were on my radar, to be
you
honest with
see?
you.
So
It
let
was
me
just like
so go ahead, Henyo, and then I'm gonna let Jay say what he was gonna say earlier.
it's not that again, it's not that I didn't hear of these games coming out. They just weren't like for me to play. Like I got such a backlog of games that it was like I'm not getting into that right now. I'm
Mm.
trying to finish
Hmm.
the DLC to The Last of Us.
Oh wow.
You
Jay,
know?
say what you was gonna say, Jay, and then I'm gonna come back to Henyo on that because
I go
I
ahead.
think he talks as an average gamer what I kind of want to hash out a little bit more. But go ahead, Jay.
No, 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 no. You know what? I'm actually enjoying this conversation. Henyo, continue what you got to say. I'm interested now.
Henyo, so you just said something. We've talked about it here many a times. There's this thing called a backlog, right?
Yeah, it
and
exists.
and we have one. We
Oh,
got
we are all
games.
proud owners of one. Mine
Yeah,
weighs
and I
6 pounds 8 ounces.
Woo.
and I think Jay said here moments ago, is it a sad thing? Is it a problem that I got unopened Switch games?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
So so
You're not
so for
you're
the
not alone.
average gamer, I scratch my head and I think to myself, if I let myself go by the media, by the news that's out here, and all these people chiming in and saying, oh my God, look at this game, it's a disaster, it's trash, this and that, don't buy it, don't pick it up, blah, 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 like it's the end of the world. I'm with you guys as the average gamer. I'm like, I got games from years ago in my backlog
Mm.
that I
Yeah,
really am not concerned about a game like Redfall or Star Wars or Forspoken because I'm still trying to catch up.
yeah.
That's
And
just
I
me.
think maybe that's just what's happening with these new games that come out, these AAA titles. Perhaps, the vision is not so much short. The vision is more going to be a long term. It's going to be around for a while. Therefore, I don't see the urgency to release it in such a state, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't justify that. But I think studios and what you call it, the backers of it,
Mm-hmm.
the investors,
Right.
they see it as okay. Well, you can pull out the game, and whatever interest we'll get, depending on the amount of marketing we'll get, and then we'll just, we won't look at Twitter for a little while, and we just continue to push out updates and try to better the game.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, the Division 2. That game is
Mm.
still alive and kicking, and they even talking
Mm.
about, adding more content to it. How old is
Yep.
that game?
Yep.
Henny, I'm gonna speak
You
on that
struck a
now.
nerve.
Now, me and End Time had a Division 2 conversation a couple days ago.
Yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yesterday. Last night.
Was it last night? Oh, anyway.
Go ahead and say what you was gonna say, cause
I
Henyo just opened Pandora's box.
oh
He
man.
don't even know it.
See,
So
okay.
how
No,
did
no, no, no. We're
set it
not. We
up?
are not. No, no, no,
How
no,
did
no,
you
no,
call
no,
me
no.
and
We are
present it
not.
to me? Go ahead.
We
We're
are
going
no,
there.
no. We are
No, we
no, no,
going
no, no,
there.
no, no, no. We are
Yes.
not going to turn this into a
Yes.
vast division
No.
because if we
We're
do
going
this,
in
this
there.
will be this is going to be a long, long. No,
No,
we can't
we
do it.
already there. Go ahead and tell these people how happy and cheerful, not like you started this podcast, by the way,
O-
but how
Okay.
happy and cheerful you called me and you was like, guess what, end
Okay.
time? Go
Okay.
ahead.
Check this out. Okay. So I wouldn't say I was happy and cheerful,
Yes,
but
you were.
no,
You
no,
was
what I
giddy.
did,
You
I
was
was, I was,
giddy.
I wanted to get this, I wanted to get this brother's reaction, right?
Henyo
And it,
has left
and
the room.
No,
oh, this
no,
brother,
yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening. Go
this
ahead.
brother dipped. So I
He's
was like, hey,
giddy.
end time. I was like, end
Mm-hmm.
time, guess what? My brother's like, what's going on? I got some news for you. He was like, okay, what you got? Division 2 is bringing something interesting back. What's that there? They're bringing back incursions. And for a moment, like a heartbeat, a smile hit that brother's face. And then,
No, ain't
no,
no
no, no, no,
smile
no.
hit my face. I wasn't
No,
even
no,
on
no, no, no,
camera.
no, no, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all
He's
right now.
imagining this.
Nah, this brother has a love for the division that y'all don't know. But this is what
Mm-hmm.
happened. For a minute, y'all ever had that moment when somebody tells you something and you like, just for a brief second, a moment of happiness comes down, that you realize, what am I happy for? That brother went
Mm-hmm.
from a split second of happy to, no, I don't care. I don't give a damn.
Nope.
F. That
Yep.
was his whole thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and we spent for like 30 minutes, we sat here and we
Mm-hmm.
literally pretty much land blasted the division. And I'm sorry, I have respect for the game. I actually like the game, but they shit on their fans. Sorry, Ubisoft. It is what it
Mm-hmm.
is.
Nah, I ain't sorry. Nope. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry, dude. You know why? And this has nothing to do with the gamer. It has nothing to do with those who have stayed active and who have continued the grind on Division 2 because I did it for Division 1. Okay? So I'll
I was there.
never mar the gamer. I'll never mar the game because I love the world of the division. I love the IP. The people I don't like, who don't listen to the community, who have turned a deaf ear, okay, to Division 1 players who lapsed like me and did not continue on in the Division 2 because they didn't listen to us and they wanted to be Destiny. They were chasing Destiny, right? And they completely did away with features that they should have continued building on, should have listened to the community. Here we are, 5 years later. And you're going to announce to me, oh, we're bringing back incursions. Incursions is what made Division 1 the game that it was. That was your end game content. And the incursions went from terrible to okay to better to okay, we got something here. And then they completely squashed that to do an 8-man raid.
Which
Should I go
never, ever got to fucking participate in. Well, I participated in it, but never got anything close to like what, most guys grind to with.
Dude, that was a kick in the teeth. And so there was content locked behind.
8 guys to play this?
8 guys. Let me break it down in case you don't know. You had to have 2 squads because you could only squad up with 4 people. So it was actually 2 squads of 4 players on each team. It wasn't 8 in one squad.
I had to go to the store, pick up a 40-ounce and 2 friends to help me play this thing. It was just like they were like, what are the
40
requirements?
ounce.
You need 8 guys to play it.
8 dudes. And mind you, if you've played a game like Destiny, like I did, I played vanilla Destiny. I never, ever was able to do the raids because you needed 6 people for that, okay? And you needed the time commitment. You know how hard it is to get 6 people, let alone 8?
Yeah, I do.
You know what I'm saying?
I know how hard it is to get 3 guys
commit.
together. I know how hard it is to get 2, 3 people together. It's
Exactly. And I take it as a personal, like, spit in the face, kick me in the ass, right? Because in D1, yeah, I had a 4-man squad. We ran the content. We were committed. We were dedicated. How are you going to strip that? Why not add that to the next game? Do your 8-man raid. Do your 12-man raid. But give us more options. Build on the game. Where is survival in Division 2? And survival, if you never experienced survival in Division 1, it was probably the best standalone content and game in the division. You talk about intense, you talk about capturing the spirit of the division world of that IP, survival, hands down, over the incursions, over whatever you was running. If you never played survival on Division 1, you need to go play it. Go play it. And it's a shame. It's a shame. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because now Ubisoft wants to give us content 5 years down the road because they ain't got nothing more to give us. So now they want to rehatch. What's that?
They want to give you Resident Evil skins.
I'm going to move on, bro.
This brother said Resident
I'm
Evil.
going to move on. Yeah. I'm just...
Wow.
Dude.
That's what they offered.
Come on,
yeah, they did.
man.
Listen, you talk about... I used to be like in it to win it. I didn't even know that they had 10 days, I think 11 days now. 11 days ago, they had an actual announcement. Ubisoft put this announcement. It was like a 20-minute video. I still haven't watched it because I want to watch it with Jay and watch it live, like for the first time without being exposed to it, and comment on it as I'm watching it. Because what you guys out there that are getting excited for this, like, oh, Division 2 is alive and year 5 is gonna look great. Get ready. Get ready. You're gonna be disappointed.
I would,
and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but you're gonna be disappointed.
I won't say that anybody will be disappointed because you're still going to have fans of the game. So I think that's a bit overreaching. But at the same time, I will say it is too little, too late.
Yeah, but you know what?
I mean,
Some of us who are even jumping up and down, we're still going to go and we're still gonna play the game because curiosity is gonna get us and yeah, and we're gonna check it out. Me, I can't tell you that I'm gonna be one of those, but I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it, and it just sucks. It sucks.
now I'm going to play it and test it because I'm that guy. I want to see what it's all about. And every once in a while, I do still log into Division 2. So, I mean, I still have somewhat love for the game. It's just, there are too many other things to worry about now. There are too many other games. There are too many things to play. And I'm just like, all right, Division, you're worthy enough to I'll give you 10 minutes. If you can't give me 10 minutes because it's all the same thing, new armor, new weapons, you can do this. Oh, wait, here's another new stage where you can go and shoot stuff at. And
Dude, I told you the problem with this type of game, and Redfall, Arcane, this is one of the reasons why they flopped, because they were trying to put a game out here that's out of their wheelhouse. Now, mind you, I don't care about creativity. Go try to make a new thing. Go try to make a new game. But when you're chasing that always online, always connected, shooter looter, whatever they call it, like Destiny, like The Division, the problem with going back to these games is that if you've lapsed, right? Now, you, Jay, you connect, you get in there. I know you do your thing. You be on the sneak tip. You still hardcore.
I just said I did.
Yeah, but you hardcore. You try to make it sound like,
No.
yeah. I go in there, Heno, and this man got like this super like duper build, and it's like, you ain't get this build playing like just once a week or something, man. This man was grinding with somebody.
Nah,
I'm messing with you, Jay. I'm messing with you.
I know. The build I have now,
but in all seriousness, Jay, for real, you tell me, and Henya, you tell me the same thing. You come back to these games after you lapse, and you're gonna try to run an incursion, a whole new mission. First of all, you need to gear up. That means you need to go grind the old content that is available and accessible to you. And never mind getting no squad together or anything. You ain't gonna do nothing because you gotta gear up first. You got to gear up. So
I would give it a try with the existing gear. I would do that.
I hope it works.
Yeah,
I hope it works. I hope it works.
Because, I don't know how much of the back end stuff that they'll really switch up. Is everything just a new skin with a couple of different stat numbers?
My guess is gonna be that to do the new content, you're gonna have to gear up. And I'd say that because that's been historical, but it is what it is, man. I mean, have fun, go play. Whoever wants to go play, whatever. I might catch it on YouTube. I'll watch some gameplay of it and see and go, oh, that looks dope. That reminds me of D1, but I don't have time for that, man. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Give it up.
I can agree.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that, bro.
What else you got on the docket, man? What's going on?
Well, still in the same vein of going after these looter shooters and all this other stuff, let me just ask the one question, the question of the night. Should we still be settling for performance mode or quality mode when we should be getting both? Because I thought we had come into a generation where we could do 4K, 60, hands down. That's what the PlayStation advertised. That's definitely what the Xbox Series X advertised. And
That's
I'm not a big computer guy like Heno is. Heno could speak to this maybe, but the tech that's inside, the hardware that's inside both of these machines is almost identical and should, without a problem, run at least, let me scale it down, at least 1440 60 with no problem. But more often than not, we're being told, well, you can either pick performance 1440p at 60 FPS, 60 frames per second, or quality mode at 4K 30 FPS. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting kind of tired of that. And I have my preference, but what do you guys think about that?
Well, I'm gonna speak from a generality point of view. Not everybody has the hardware, and I mean as in like a TV or the internet space or whatever the case may be to really do that. So I can give them a slight tick to the just a slight, trying to look out for everybody else who can't get their systems or don't have the ability to make their to get that option because not everybody can do it.
Yeah, and
Whether
this
you
this I'm serious. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
And this space usually was reserved for PC play, PC owners, right? In which PC players, because it wasn't a general. I mean, it was every person would build their own PC, and it would be different. You wouldn't get the same parts. Not every PC player, PC owner would have the same exact parts, right? That's why they created consoles. Consoles kind of leverage the field to say, okay, we're all on the same hardware, we're all running the same base software. Therefore, when a game comes out, you shouldn't have to worry about performance or quality, uh, you know, uh, settings, right? That should
Mm-hmm.
be a no factor with the consoles. The game console should be able to deliver one, quality with performance, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And on the PC player, because every hardware is not the same, everyone's configuration is different, you kind of have to tinker with that setting and say, okay, well, I don't have a 4000 series graphics card, but I do have, a 3000 series card, and there's just some guys that are still on the 1000 series cards. So, for them, they should have that option always available to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of quality in order to get the performance. But on the console side, there should be no question. We should be getting a clean packaged game that looks good and runs good.
Would
I
you
That,
agree.
think that Well, would you think though that taking that choice away from the people who can't necessarily hit that console wise is a good or a bad thing?
then what's the sense of owning a console? You're
Because you can
back to
own
the
the P
PC. You're
but
back
you
to the
can
PC realm.
but you can own the PC because let's be honest, PC has been doing what Xbox and PlayStation have been doing for 10 years. Easy, if not longer.
Yes,
So,
that's what I'm saying. It's like a PC player always been having that ability to configure, for performance or for quality, whatever the case may be. They've always, had that option to go at it. But for a console, you wanted to standardize it. And when you standardize it by hardware, by default, you should be getting everything bundled up.
And
okay,
so
I see your
and
point.
Jay, and so to kind of like add to what you're saying, right? Because you said something that, okay, I've heard people say, well, not everybody got a 4K TV,
Right.
and okay, I get it. But even if you don't have a 4K TV, let's just say that, right? You still have a piece of hardware in your hands, right? That you really can't upgrade, you can't modify or anything. It's spec'd out, it's built for you, it's advertised as being the most powerful console,
Yeah.
and I'm talking about you, Xbox Series X, right? Touting that, telling us, how many gigaflops you have, and the RDNA, whatever. And so when you spec it out and you look at it and you go, why are we not getting at least on a base level for all games that come out? At least, and I'm even lowering the 4K requirement because for me, I don't care about gaming at 4K, to be honest. I'd rather play at 1440, 60, but locked. You know what I'm saying? Or higher if possible. Even on my 4K TV, I could run 4K because I got the variable refresh rate. I could run it on my TV 4K 120, but more often than not, I'm playing on my 4K LG OLED at 1440 120 whenever that's available to me. And that's just where I kind of sit, but I do get kind of like, confused, I don't know, or I'm like, why is this game running at 30 frames per second?
Hmm.
Because they want to put out 4K, and then the game is not even locked at 30. It still has issues.
Yeah. I mean, that's when you get into a console, you get you're supposed to get the promise of stability, quality and all this stuff, and
You're supposed to just
you know,
plug it in and play,
e-
right? And you're supposed to
exactly, yeah.
expect, like, you expect to just say,
Y-
hey, this is gonna work. This is what I'm gonna get.
Yeah. Yes, and I shouldn't decide whether it's gonna look good or perform good.
There you go. That's my point. Like, I don't want
That's
you
That
to
my
tell
point.
me,
that's
give me one. Like I don't want you to tell me, okay, we're serving hot dogs today. Do you want the bun or do you want the hot dog? Don't they come together?
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
With that point being made, I'm on y'all side now. You won me over. I have no argument that I can keep. I can't even come out of left field. I'm like, you know what? Point taken. I'm on this side now.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like
man.
like we're just, I don't want to sound like cranky old men here. Like, I'm not gonna go with the, when I heard the news about Redfall's coming out at 30 and they're only giving us a quality mode, and I was like, so what? Okay, fine. 30, it's locked, and I'm gonna play it at 4K. Okay, whatever. 1440 on the Xbox Series S. Okay, I don't care. All I want at the end of the day is for the game to work, for the game to be
Hmm.
fun, for the game to engage me.
Run
But then they
smooth.
couldn't even do that right. That's what pisses
Yeah.
me off.
Yeah.
That's what gets me.
Now,
That's what gets me thinking, like, I understand why Jay goes back to retro gaming. I understand why
Mhm.
I'm like hooked playing right now. Henry, you know what I'm playing? On my arcade, I just started emulating ColecoVision from that night that we were playing Keystone Capers. I'm playing Keystone
Yeah.
Capers. I'm playing Pitfall. I'm playing Frogger. I'm playing what's the other game? Asteroids. I'm playing Pole Position, and I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
hey,
It's
you,
fun.
you
I,
guys,
I told you what I was playing earlier. I was playing some
hey,
Earthworm Jim, some
Earthworm
Desert
Jim.
hey,
Strike.
hey,
What else I was playing in the bus? Um, just boot up some classic old arcade gaming. Yeah, look, I love the games that I'm close to. Flight Simulator, MLB The Show. So it takes a lot to pull me away from those type of games. To play Redfall, it's like, okay, I'll try it. And if my friends are into it, yeah, I'll jump in with them. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to say this is gonna be my number one game that I'm gonna play.
Right.
No, I got too many. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time
I
for
ain't got
that.
time for that.
On cue. Jay,
That's my
what
take,
you got
man.
anything else
Honestly,
to chime in on here? Go ahead,
I
Jose.
can't get hung up on AAA titles, and the
Nah,
hype around it. I
nah.
mean, right? The last night I booted up Cyberpunk, right? Because once in a while you kind of get the, oh man, is it nice? Is it running good?
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting
Mm-hmm.
to read reports that things are smoothed out and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I booted it up, and all I was doing was just running benchmarks from my
Mm.
PC, and
Just to
lower
see if it was running
qualities.
better, right?
Yeah, and I'm running, at low quality. It's over 100 frames per second, and then
Oh, good lord.
I'm gonna stick you to I'm gonna stick it to you. It was running at best like maybe 54 frames a second.
Okay. Okay.
So not too bad, and I got a beefy machine that could probably use an upgrade, but
Mm-hmm.
I got a decent hard video card. So, but
Yeah.
again, I gotta get back into it. How do I
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
back into it when I got so much other things on my plate?
Yeah.
Well,
I wanted earlier. I wanted to circle the wagons back, and go ahead, Jay. You wanted to say something before I jump on that?
yeah, I just want to say this, and I want to ask both of you guys this in this whole Redfall controversy. Are
I'm playing
any
it
of
right now, by the way.
you are any of you even surprised at this point?
Surprised at the quality of the games.
Not only the quality of the game, the release, it being incomplete, it needing a patch. Company
I'm
coming out
still
going, "Oh, we'll
okay.
work on
I'm
it."
gonna be honest. I still am. The only reason why I'm talking about this is not even because it's the for me. I'm like now like, oh my god, there's nothing else to play. That's it. Xbox just shut it down. Microsoft and PlayStation wins or vice versa. Like I'm not even talking about this because of that. Like I don't get into the drama. We keep it drama free here, right? What I'm talking about is just gaming in general. We are in 2023,
Yeah.
right? And we are still, I don't care what platform you are loyal to, we are still getting these games. And I'm specifically talking about consoles, but it's also rearing its ugly head on PC, where these companies, these publishers, whoever it is, are releasing half baked games, and it's across the board, man. And I'm just like, you know what I worry about? Because I think about, okay, do we want to then just shrug our shoulders and say, well, you know what, Redfall, it came out a hot mess, it's gonna get patched up, and you know what, I'll play it 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year later, because it's gonna be on Game Pass. What does that
Hmm.
say about Game Pass and the mentality that people are going to start forming about Game Pass? It's a dumping ground.
Mm.
I don't want Game Pass to be a dumping ground. Like people could come and just throw trash on there, and then I'll play it a year later, 2 years later, and it'll be fixed.
You
Now,
calling
That's not
MLB
a
the
good
show
look.
trash, man?
hold
What's
on.
that?
From
Don't you
the
be calling MLB the show trash,
uh-oh,
man.
uh-oh,
That's an
uh-oh.
Xbox Game Pass. And by the way, for the record, I bought it on the PlayStation,
Hey,
even though it was free on
and
Xbox.
I'm not calling any game that comes out on Game Pass trash. I'm talking about the
You're gonna start,
cyberpunks, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like I wanted to ask you, Henyo, Cyberpunk. I haven't touched Cyberpunk. I don't know what the story's about. I haven't even looked up videos or anything. Only videos I've seen are the Digital Foundry videos where they do the reviews on the performance and stuff. That's the only thing that I've followed regarding Cyberpunk.
Hmm.
And why? Because I want to play this game. How long has it been out?
Ooh,
Well over
two
a year.
years.
2 years?
2 years. I got it for Christmas, and we've already
Yeah.
gone through two Christmases.
Two
Really?
years, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
two
am.
years,
I,
bro. 2 years.
I want to
Now
play it
would you
too, but
say now would you say is a good time to jump in, that the game can actually be played and you're actually going to get the real experience that you should have got the way it should have released 2 years ago?
you better be running RTX.
Even still,
why
right?
why
Even
why
still.
why?
That it's the world, right? The world that you play in is the attraction to the game.
Mhm.
The lighting effects, the amount of characters on the screen, and the AI was dumb as shit.
Mhm.
When the game first came out, um, you know, the NPC police were just too hypersensitive to
I
any
heard
little
about
thing.
that.
You
Yeah.
you bump into someone and forget it. They were after you.
They were like
You
holler
bang your
screaming and looking to
Yeah,
kill you.
you clip another car, forget it. There was an APB on you. It was just like crazy. But like now, I've turned it on and walked around the city and taken a look around like that. Everything's a little bit more settled down. You
Mhm.
got different characters. Not that you don't run into the same character, but like there's a difference as far as characters that you run across now.
Right.
And for the storyline, I mean, the storyline was good. It was just like, man, the NPCs are killing this game.
Mm.
They were taken away from the game. So would I jump
Hmm.
into it? Yeah, I would jump into it again. Um, but right now I just got so much on my plate. I can't.
Right, right. But I'm
Can't.
talking about somebody like me, right? Like I've never touched it. I've let 2 years lapse,
Mhm.
and I tell you, hey, Henyo, is Cyberpunk? Do you think is it cooked now? Could I jump in and am I gonna have a good time?
Yeah, yeah, I would say yeah.
Yeah, right. But 2 years ago, you wouldn't recommend it. A year and a half ago, you wouldn't
No,
recommend it.
I mean, I wanted to play it and I couldn't.
Yeah,
It was just like,
yeah,
no, this is
yeah,
it's not ready. It's not ready.
yeah.
And I think we could go back on past like podcasts and we talked about it. We're like, no, this
Right,
is not
we
ready
did.
yet. We can't play this game.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
yet.
And you
Not
see
yet.
it.
Maybe in a year.
Just like we're talking about Redfall now. Like, excuse me, I wanted to play the game. I didn't know much about it, but the little that I did discover about the game, I said, "Yo, this could be a really cool game to get 2, 3 guys to play, hang out on a Friday evening, go through this world, looter shooter. Who knows? We might just have some fun with it."
Hmm.
But right now, I'm like, dang, I don't want to play the game in the state that it is in right now and then just go forget it. I'm not coming back to this game. This game is just hot
Mm.
trash,
Hmm.
right? Because how is this game going to look in a year from now?
Hmm.
And maybe they should have delayed it.
I'm in the game right now. I'm playing it on my Steam Deck. I'm streaming it from
Mm-hmm.
my Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it has a cartoony feel to it, so
Mm-hmm.
the world that I'm looking at is like, okay, it's a cartoon game. Like it's
Right.
not gonna be, I'm not gonna fall into the, oh, it doesn't look real enough, or
Right.
the graphics are kind of like, it's like a,
It's the
like
art
art.
style. Yeah, the
Yeah, it's
art
the art
style.
style.
The
So
art style
you're
of
not
it,
gonna
they
condemn the
purposely
art
did it
style.
that way. That's one of
Yeah.
the things I thought it was cool, the way that they went with that art style.
Hmm.
And the design of the characters and the vampires and stuff. But from the AI being as dumb as rocks,
It is.
the vampires not being threatening, you know, just it just has a slew of things. The world being vast but empty. The fetch
Yes.
quests that you do are like, okay, I can literally like grab an item in one place, fast travel to the place that I have to take it to, drop it off, and fast travel back to the point and collect my reward. What fun is that? What incentive is there in exploring a world? And if you do
Yeah.
explore
Well,
the world, there's nothing in it.
Yeah. It feels empty. I'm in it right now, and I've been walking around. I may have killed a total of like 12 NPCs, right? Or, characters, evil characters.
Right.
But then
Right.
again, it's the beginning of the game, so it's like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's not
Jay, you've been
Doom.
quiet. Did you fall asleep?
no, no, I'm paying attention to the conversation because at the end of the day, it's once again, I'm not surprised by incomplete games, whether they're a AAA company or whether they're a F company. It's to be expected now that a game ain't gonna come out finished. I'm not
Mm,
shocked. That's why I don't rush
Mm.
to buy games anymore.
yeah.
Yeah. Ditto.
And
What's the
it's
point?
and it's it's rough, right? When you see a $70 price tag on games,
You better be
that's
sure.
rough. 70. So and that's where I kind of like think about, dang, okay, so we got Game Pass, but is Game Pass gonna become a dumping ground just like Nintendo and its store? That it's
Well,
a
let me
dumping
ask.
ground. I mean, it's not even a, because Nintendo don't got no. Well, they do, but their service sucks. Um, but we're just, oh, hey, it's okay. Let's give them a pass. Let's give Xbox a pass because it's gonna be on Game Pass. So I'm
Now,
just
let
gonna
me
let it stew in there for another 6 months, a year, and then I'll get to it when I get to it. Like
can't you can't you
that's
say
just
the
tough.
can't you say the same thing about Steam? Isn't Steam one big dumping ground for games?
Yeah, but you're not paying $70. for a brand new game.
Right.
Like, all right, I'll give you an example here. Elden Ring.
Ooh, good game.
Lot of hype. Well, decent hype around that game. Most people have finished it once over and stuff like that. It's on my wish list, and let me tell you, guess how many times that game has been on sale?
Mm-hmm.
Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. Why? Because they know. So obviously, something that's old and stuff like that, they're gonna put on sale. Yeah, it's a dumping ground for all games. They don't, pick and choose which games aren't gonna make it to Steam, unless it's really like held by a developer. It's a free for all there in Steam.
Right.
From indie games
Right.
to AAA titles, it's there. So I don't consider it a dumping ground, so to speak, but it's a great place to like, look get a deal on that game that you want,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just a
And,
matter of
and it's
time of
not a
picking and choosing.
subscription, Jay. You know that. It's
Yep,
not a
that
subscription
too.
based model. That's the
Mhm.
difference. Game Pass is a subscription based model. You want what's on there to be quality.
Yeah.
I assume, and I don't got no skin in the game. I'm not getting billions, millions, nothing. I'm not getting a penny out of it, right? But if you drop one incomplete game after another, after another, after another, it's there. It's in your catalog. Are some people going to play it and not even care? Of course, probably the majority of gamers, right? But what does it say about the state of games coming out? And then again, it's spilling over into the PC realm as well. We just we just had Redfall. We just had Star Wars. We just had Forspoken. I mean, those are three games that dropped not too long ago. Redfall today, Star Wars recently, and whatever, and Forspoken I think was like a couple of months ago, whatever. But it shouldn't be. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I shouldn't have to be put in a position between, okay, pick performance or quality. You ain't giving me none of them from what I
Yeah,
see.
did I tell you? I mean, that Flight Simulator is still updating its world. They have I don't want to say quarterly, but they still pushing out this game, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right? And how long has that game been out? At least 2 years too.
Mm-hmm.
And they still pushing out parts of the world. It's a
Mm-hmm.
vast world. It's like filling in the game little by little. I'm not
Right.
talking about, missions. All they're doing is just upgrading the graphics and adding new landmarks.
Right.
Now,
That's an unfinished game.
now, isn't Flight Sim also satellite based?
Yes, well, again, what they do is they you kind of stream the photography of it, I
Mm.
forgot what they call it. They have a word for it. Um, it's like a geophotography, a satellite
Right.
imagery of it.
Right. Right.
But the parts that they add and upgrade, up, could I say upgrade? Yeah, I'm gonna use the word upgrade, are the point of interest. So parts of the world that are famous, Paris, New York, certain parts of California. Those
Mm-hmm.
parts they really focus in because they know people like to fly around those areas, right? And then you got the rest of the world, which is just one big satellite imagery. That's what they go back and they rehash and they go in and they fill in all the mistakes, all that, the glitches, and this has been going on now for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So did the game come out complete? No, no, it didn't come out complete, but I think they knew in advance this game is gonna take a long time to fill in and to
Mm-hmm.
fill up your hard drive.
And a game like that you just mentioned, right? It's a game that you say it makes sense, right? You're not going to release a complete game on a flight simulator, right?
Hmm.
Especially of that magnitude and that scope. But when you turn around to again a AAA game that's probably been in production 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years.
What's
I
your
mean,
excuse?
exactly.
Ooh, that hurts
What's
right
the
there.
excuse?
Yeah.
Where did things go wrong? Where should have it been? I mean, are games getting too big? Is that another topic? Are games
Uh,
getting
is
too
Elden
big?
is Elden Ring big?
Yes.
It's big, right? But it came out
Yeah,
complete.
yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll do you one better. Breath of the Wild is probably bigger than Elden Ring, and people are still finding stuff in that game. So, in Breath of the Wild, actually, I can say I've never heard Breath of the Wild get a patch. Nintendo, you get a green light on this one. I got nothing. Nintendo did it right. Breath of the
Man,
Wild kind of they
and who
said it they
knows?
said it right,
And who
right?
knows? And who knows how long that game was baking, right? But whatever they did over there at Nintendo, they planned with some foresight, right? And they said, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna drop the Switch like in 2 years. We're already been working on Breath of the Wild for like 2 years. So by the time the Switch drops and whatever, that'll give us a 3 year head start, and then we can announce it like on the 4th year and release it in 6 months."
Now remember, they did drop the game on the Wii U as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's my
Yeah.
point. That's what I'm saying. They were already working on Breath of the Wild before the Switch was even announced because it came out on the Wii U. So
That's
there was planning, there was thought, there was something happening that maybe, I don't know, maybe wasn't happening at some of these other studios, but I don't want to kick a dead horse, man. We've had a pretty good conversation this evening, and we can speculate, right? And we can say this, we can say that. It's just our opinion, guys. If you're listening, hopefully you enjoy the conversation. The chatter, the banter, the news. People like to see a train wreck. They love to see fires. They love to, they love to what is it when you're on the highway and everybody just wants to rubberneck, right? And see, where the car got smashed up and whatever, and there's really no traffic jam. It's just people being nosy, right?
Yeah.
So
oh,
They want to see the calamity.
exactly,
the
exactly.
drama.
And all we bought here, hopefully, was just some food for thought. It's just thoughts that I have, and I think, and yeah, and I went on a rant with Ubisoft, and rightfully so. But if I'm wrong, leave some comments. Maybe you might convince me and say, "Hey, End Time, you need to come back to Division 2," or maybe you missed this. Maybe you didn't consider that. I'm sure I did, but hopefully you leave a subscribe, whatever it is that you do, man. Keep life, keep gaming fun and drama free. I'm gonna exit out of this tonight because I'm running out of steam here, and it's about that time, guys. What do you think about this?
Oh man, this session fell short, but that's because of the gruesomeness of it.
Yeah, we kind of got into it hot and heavy, but we've already been here over an hour, and
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
man. Yeah, I want to put Jay to bed because he gets cranky if he doesn't get to sleep.
Okay,
So,
wait, excuse me.
oh man,
Wow.
Jay, I'm gonna let you say your goodbyes, man. Talk to these people.
I'm
Tell them what they should do at the end of the day.
Well, honestly, at the end of the day, you should lay your head on your pillow and get some sleep if you really want to be honest with you.
You ain't gonna
But
tell them at the end of the day. It's your
I mean,
money.
okay. Look, I'm a. Even though I like that saying, we trying to upgrade, so I've been
Oh,
working
okay.
on a new one, but I haven't got there yet.
Okay.
But yeah, but look, guys, he's pushing me to say it, but I'm gonna try to reiterate.
I ain't pushing you, bro. That's just your
That's
tagline.
yeah, nah. I'm gonna say it like this. We live in a gaming climate now. Either you have time to play it or you don't. Spend your money wisely. If companies ain't going to give you a good product, don't buy their product. Don't bitch and complain about it. Just don't buy it. And when companies get tired of you not buying their product, they'll put out a better game. It's as simple as that.
Hmm.
Well said.
Yep.
I agree.
Well, I don't know how to save in Redfall, so I don't know how to end
Oh,
my session.
They don't even make that
Saving this
easy for
game.
you, bro.
I know.
I mean, do I just exit out of this game?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wait.
It.
Hey, Henyo, the
What?
conversation was about Redfall.
Yep.
Give me a synopsis in 30 seconds of Redfall.
That man only played for
cartoonish
30
world
minutes.
where the NPCs seem to be a little bit off. They're nowhere near, what's this game we've been playing lately? Um, they're not. Gosh, I'm trying to remember this. Where the NPCs are really good.
Okay.
Nowhere in the line of the Division type of
Right,
NPC
AI
players.
and stuff like that.
AI,
Yeah,
right? They're really dumb.
yeah.
They're really dumb. They're gonna walk in
Mm,
front of you and miss you. From my experience. But I mean, it just looks like a first-person shooter for now with dumb AI.
right, right. Well, there you have it, guys. You have been here at Drama Free Gaming on YouTube.com. Appreciate you hanging with us, spending some time with us, listening to the conversation, the back and forth. We're hoping to eventually maybe be on some cameras if we are open to that. I know Jay said he got all shaved and pretty and perfumed and everything,
Hmm.
but he ain't got no camera.
Oh,
Hmm.
So
hold on now. First off, you making me seem like I got here getting some makeup on with a Bud Light in my
he
hand.
powdered
Let's
his
not do that.
nose.
Hmm.
Nah, man. I don't drink Bud Light. You can save that.
Hmm.
Anyways, man.
Yeah, it was
As
good
for
chatting with
this
you guys,
one,
man.
this one is
Yeah,
in the
man.
books, man. We appreciate
Yeah.
you, Heno, Jay. Appreciate the banter. Hey, for whatever it's worth, play your game, have fun, whether it's Redfall, Star Wars, whatever. It really doesn't matter. Just keep
MLB
your
the show.
gaming and your life drama free. We'll catch you on the next one, guys.
Later.
Later.